I'm approaching 30 very soon. I'm going to be talking about this a lot as I approach 30. My 20s are coming to a close, and I just am like, do I want to pivot? Do I want to go back to school? I told myself I wasn't going back to school. I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to pay loans. I'm literally like, I just don't want to do it. Like, I just don't want to do it. I don't know what to tell you. But so I'm trying to like figure out, okay, but I also feel a little bit stagnant where I am. So I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? Hey y'all, I'm Nakia if you're new here, and welcome to my channel. Sorry if you hear a lot of like background noise. I think they're like mowing my neighbor's lawn or something. So if you hear some noise, I apologize. Okay, so today's video, I just wanted to have an open discussion about work. I wanted to have an open discussion about work. I wanted to pose a question to you guys. Do you think that your passion should be your full-time gig? And in the midst of me asking this question, to myself, you know, I have come to somewhat of a consensus of what I think. And so, what really sparked this is me to start thinking about this. Is I had started experiencing burnout in my job, and I'm just wondering, like, am I experiencing burnout because I don't like what I do anymore, or I don't feel like that's where I'm supposed to be anymore, or am I experiencing burnout because I'm looking, over to my left and saying, hey, like I have these passions that I want to do and I'm not doing them because I'm so tired from this full-time job that I have. I think the title of this is going to be Going Where Grace Is: How to Avoid Burnout. So this is an open discussion and some tips and tricks. So to start out, how to avoid burnout. I don't have the answer for you on that one. I don't have a concrete answer. I have found a way to, in the meantime, while I wait, give me more peace of mind. And that's through gratitude, because I'm very burnt out, very toasty, burnt to a crisp. Okay. I'm burnt. Okay. I'm burnt. And, but we prevail nonetheless. And, one thing that has really, 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 I think, changed the way I view work and changed the way that I view, going to work is gratitude. I've talked about this on my channel before, but during the summertime, God really took me through like a season of just being grateful. Like I wasn't really asking for a lot. Like I still prayed about the things that I wanted and the things that were going on in my life, things I needed help with, general prayers that you do. But I focused more on my gratitude for what I had. I focused more on my gratitude for the things that are going right, the things that are positive about, what I do. And that, I think, tremendously changed my view about work. And so I think it's okay to acknowledge the fact that you're burnt out, because I think sometimes when we burn out, we want to hurry up and like not feel that anymore. But I think there's some character development, if you will, with allow yourself to feel burnt and crispy, and allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to sit in those emotions, and also while you're doing that, write out, what is making me feel this way? Like, what did I notice about my day that started to make me feel burnt out? And I think over time, as you like journal and just keep mental tabs, you'll be able to decide, okay, is this like a fleeting feeling? Like, did I just have a bad work day that day? Or like, is it really like something deeper? Like, is there a root here of like, okay, actually, this is just not even for me. Like, this is this is conflict of interest. This is just not even what I want to do anymore. And so, um, I am a Christian, if you can't tell, if you don't know this already. I'm a Christian. So, sorry, I'm looking off to the side because I have a couple notes here because I just want to like stay on task and I don't want to be like, dee, 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 dee. So, I do have a couple notes. So, I'm looking at my notes. But I am a Christian. And so, the title of this video where it says going where grace is, I'm reminded a lot of times in the Bible where God will give a person a grace to go to a certain city or a certain territory or to, do a certain job. God will grace these people to do certain things and his presence is there with them. And then there comes a point when God is ready for these people to move on from that place where he may retract his grace, right? And it starts to become dry, it becomes barren, it becomes just not what it was before. And so I think in the grand scheme of all of this, should your passion be your job? At the end of the day, we gotta eat. You know what I mean? Capitalism, like I don't, and if you're blessed to, you know, do the things that you are like, you're passionate about and monetize those things, I think you should totally do it. But, everyone is not blessed to live a full-time job in that manner, and so we have to go out and get regular people jobs regular jobs, and which there's nothing wrong with. I think that it's stable. You get good benefits depending on where you work, you know what I mean? It feeds you, it clothes you. I think it's a beautiful thing. I don't see anything wrong with it personally. And so I think I'm finally like coming to that conclusion of like, I don't need my extracurricular activities and my passions to be my full-time job. But if it turns out that those things pay me, why not? I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna argue. But I think it all comes back down to praying, asking God, where is your grace? God, where are you gracing me to be in this season? Where do you want me in this season of my life, particularly pertaining to my career? And so, yeah. That is my thought. I'm approaching 30 very soon. I'm going to be talking about this a lot as I approach 30. My 20s are coming to a close, and I just am like, do I want to pivot? Do I want to go back to school? I told myself I wasn't going back to school. I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to pay loans. I'm literally like, I just don't want to do it. Like, I just don't want to do it. I don't know what to tell you. But, so I'm trying to like figure out, okay, but I also feel a little bit stagnant where I am. So I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? And so recently I have been reading Bell Hooks All About Love. This is my first time. I'm like getting into it, my first time getting into this book. And in one of the chapters, she talks about commitment and she talks about work. And so I am going to read just like a little bit of what she talked about in that book. So she says, work occupies much of our time. Doing work we hate assaults our self-esteem and self-confidence. At most, workers cannot do the work they love, but we can enhance our capacity to live purposely by learning how to experience satisfactions in whatever work we do. We find that satisfaction by giving any job total commitment. And so I agree with that. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about having gratitude. I found that when I had gratitude, I felt, because my gratitude is to God. I'm thankful, God, you gave me this job. I'm thankful, God, that I'm able to even, get a paycheck. I'm thankful that that I'm here and able to do this because there are people who wish that they could be doing what I do, And so in doing that, expressing my gratitude to God and expressing my gratitude for the position that I'm in, it in ways helped me to feel more committed to the work that I was doing, I hope that makes sense. I don't know, because my commitment, there's a scripture and it says, work unto the Lord, not unto humans, because your work is for God. So I don't know if you're spiritual. If you made it this far, I don't know if you're spiritual, but I think one way to prevent burnout or to find some enjoyment in the things that you're doing full time is remember who you're doing it for. You know, remember who you actually serve. Remember, remember those things. I think that by doing that, you can like grow in your joy for your work. There's a Bible verse, Ecclesiastes 3:22. It says, live joyfully with the wife. Oh, no, no, no. This is Ecclesiastes 9. Sorry. Live joyfully with the wife whom you love all the days of your vain life, which he has given you under the sun. All your days of vanity, for this is your portion in life and in the labor which you perform under the sun. Verse 10. Whatever your hands find to do, do it with your might, for there is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you are going, which is very morbid. But, you know, it's like you should, back to like some of the original questions I posed, and I'm sorry if this is like all over the place. I hope that this is like a cohesive video where, you know, I'm new to this. I'm new to like these open discussion type videos that I want to start having, but I think it goes back to like, should you find joy in your job? Should you find joy in the work that you do? Because I think a lot of times we separate the two. Like, joy has no place, has no position or space in the workplace. But I think the opposite, that joy does have a position or a place in the workplace, and that you should find joy. And if you're not finding joy, then I think that you have to reconsider, you know, the things that you are doing. Know that it is your right to have joy in your work. Don't feel guilty that you don't find joy in your work. And don't feel guilty for wanting to pursue that. And you know, it's not saying this has to be the most fun thing you ever done, or it has to be your main source, but we do spend a lot of time in work, and we do spend a lot of time at these companies and these offices and in these hospitals and wherever it is that you work. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think finding joy in your work is spiritual. And I want to read one more Bible verse to you. It is Ecclesiastes 3:22. And it says, so I saw that there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot. For who can bring them to see what will happen after them? And yeah, so that's it. That's today's video. Let me know, do you think you should find joy in your work? Should your passion be your full-time gig? Have you found joy in your work, or what are ways that you avoid getting burnt out? And actually, I wanted to say one more thing before I got off of here. I want to do a live chat. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow on Sunday. Like I mentioned in this video, I have been reading Bell Hooks, All About Love. And this is my first time ever reading that book. And she talks about a lot of different aspects of love, and like how we can express love, and how she just talks about a lot of different aspects of love. Okay, just a lot of different ones. This is not descriptive, but I want to talk about it in a live chat. And I want to talk about, there's this one chapter, it's in the beginning of the book. She talks about, is love a feeling? Or she talks about something called cathexis, which is where you feel an emotional attachment to something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you love that thing. So for people, for example, there are people who provide. You know, they provide, they've invested a lot of time into providing, a lot of money into providing, and they think that that means that they love you, or that they love you, but it's not really an expression of love, or that's not really like the true definition of what love is. So, but you feel like you love that person, right? So I don't know. I want to talk about that. I want to get a little deeper into that. I want to explore that a little bit. And yeah, just talk to you guys, get to know you guys a little bit better. And I think it will be fun. And we can talk about whatever. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. So yeah, meet me over on live tomorrow if you're interested. And I will see you guys in the next video.